Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Ranking the Albums. Today we're going to look at the big studio discography of Scotland's very own Nazareth. All right? Whew! That's a lot of albums, huh? Or a lot of CDs, obviously. I always call them albums because to me, a recorded work is always an album, all right? Whether you're listening to it on CD, cassette, or LP, it's an album, all right? Just how the way I talk about it. So, yeah, a little intimidating. I've been looking at this stack like all week thinking, I got to get to it sooner or later. I'm going to get to it now. So, you know how this normally goes. I'm going to rank them as I like them. I encourage all of you to do the same. You know, for me, there's like two sides to Nazareth. There's the stellar stuff that came out in the 70s and the early part of the 80s. Then there's the stuff that they released from like the mid-80s throughout the 90s and the early 2000s that's really, for me, not that... It's okay. And then, you know, they did a couple albums before Dan McCafferty decided to retire from the band that were actually pretty damn good. I will tell you, I do not own Tattooed on My Brain. That is the most recent album with the brand new singer. And I've heard it. I reviewed it. I just never bought it. I don't need to own it. I'm not really that much of a fan. To me, it just... you know, after 50 years or close to 50 years with Dan singing for this band, and then hearing them with a new singer who's got a completely different style, a little jarring. You know, some decent songs on Tattooed on My Brain, but for the most part, just to me, it wasn't Nazareth anymore. And, you know, I'm always one to give a legacy band a chance when, their original singer leaves and all that kind of stuff. But in this case, it didn't sound like Nazareth anymore. Just didn't. So anyway, if I had to rank it, that's going to be at the bottom of the pile. So that's Tattooed on My Brain. I know some people dig it, and I'm not saying it's an awful album, but it's just the band's just not Nazareth to me anymore. Just not Nazareth anymore. So anyway, I'm going to start off with my least favorite. Again, a lot of these ones towards the bottom are almost like, could change. These are albums that I don't listen to a lot. I've had them for a long time. Just they're not really for me top shelf Nazareth by any means. So, they all have some decent tracks. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them, but let's start off. We've got 20-something of them to go. So get a drink, get a snack, get situated. Here we go. At the bottom of the list, after Tattooed on My Brain, of course, I'm going to go with No Jive from 1991. Yeah. No Jive. No good. It's okay. This has got, of course, Billy Rankin on guitar. This is long after Manny Charlton left. And I don't know. It just, a lot of these albums are just kind of faceless, right? They're not very memorable. Next up, I'm going to go with Move Me. Move Me came out in 1994. Again, the problem with a lot of these albums is there's just really nothing overly compelling on them. A couple decent tracks here and there. Snakes and Ladders is going to be next for me. It's from 89. This, I believe, is the last album with Manny Charlton. Animals is pretty cool. Trouble. Back to School. Hang On to a Dream. It's okay. It's okay. It's nothing spectacular. Same thing with Boogaloo. Boogaloo from 1998. Couple decent tracks. It's not very heavy. It's not very compelling. Next up, I'm going to go with The Catch. All right, The Catch from 1984. A lot of these kind of 80s albums are just like, they're very commercial sounding. A lot of honky-tonk piano, Moon Dance, Love of Freedom, Party Down, Road to Nowhere. It's okay. They even do Ruby Tuesday on here. It's just... And, of course, you got the terrible album cover, right? How about next up we'll go Sound Elixir from 1983. Came right before that one. Again, fairly mellow. I like the ballad on here, which is Where Are You Now? I always kind of dug that song. I think that could have been a nice hit for them. Good McCafferty vocal on that. All Night Radio is decent. Whippin' Boy is okay. again, it's just like it's not. It's just all that heaviness they had is kind of gone, and they've got this kind of like honky tonk boogie blues rock thing going on with mixed with a lot of pop, and it's just like I don't know, all that kind of the meat and the grit of the early Nazareth stuff just kind of really been gone for a long time at that point. I'm gonna go next with Cinema from 1986. All right, yeah, this one's not too bad. Just Into the Heartache, good song. Hit the Fan, Salty Salty, a veteran song. Title track, not too bad. Not too bad. One of the better ones from that period. Next up, I'm going to go with The News. The News from 2008. This is pretty good. This is, again, those last couple that they did before Dan decided to retire from the band. Pretty good. Goin' Loco's a fun song. Liar, Mean Streets, Warning. Got a couple cranking heavy blues rock tunes on here, right? Not too bad. I think one of the ones that I can recommend from the more recent albums. Let's see. The Full Circle is going to be next. The Full Circle came out in 1981. Some good songwriting on here. Again, missing that kind of Nazareth crunch. I think Manny Charlton's guitar riffage kind of like went into hiding for a bunch of years after No Mean City, this particular album. But, some good songs nonetheless. So you got Dress to Kill's on here, which is a good song. Pop the Silo's a great tune. All right. What else we got in here? They do a, version of Live Cocaine on here. Got Let Me Be Your Leader. I always like that song. Another Year's pretty good. Moonlight Eyes. All right. Good songs. Missing some heft, I always thought. And here we've got Exercises. All right. This one's going way back. This is their second album from 1972. You would think I'd rank this higher. My problem with this album always was it's really folky. Kind of like folk blues type stuff. The first album is kind of real heavy blues rocky, and then, you got the next bunch of albums are all pretty strong, if not great, hard rock. And this one kind of sits in the middle of them, just kind of flipping out there. With barely a heavy riff to be found. Again, it's not bad stuff on here. It's just really kind of mellow and folky. Woke Up This Morning, pretty cool. Fool About You, sad song. 1692 Glencoe Massacre is probably the best song on here. That's pretty cool. One of the few kind of rockin' tunes on there. All right, next up, I'm going to go with Rock and Roll Telephone. Another more recent one that I actually think is pretty damn good from 2014. This has got Boom Bang Bang, very good song. One Set of Bones is cool. Rock and Roll Telephone, the title track, Punch a Hole in the Sky. This is a good mix of kind of real good, gritty, hard rock and some more bluesy fare. Dan's still sounding great in his, gravelly best here. Just kind of tell you who's in the lineup around this time. So you've got Dan McCafferty on lead vocals. You've got Pete Agnew, of course, on bass. Got Jimmy Morrison on guitar, who's been in the band now for, 20 years at least. And then Pete's son, Lee Agnew, on drums. So basically, nowadays, it's basically, Pete Agnew is the only founding member of the band still in Nazareth. But a good album. I like it. All right, where are we now here? All right, next up I'm going to go with Big Dogs. Big Dogs came out in 2011. This is a good one. I remember hearing this and thinking, man, the old Nazareth is back. This is a pretty cranking album. Big Dog's Gonna Howl, very cool song. No Mean Monster, When Jesus Comes to Save the World Again. Radio is a very cool, catchy tune. Time and Tide, Watch Your Back, Butterfly, Sleep Talker. This is a pretty cool album. This is on Eagle Vision or Eagle Rock. I remember when that came out, I was like, woo! Haven't heard Nazareth rocking out like that in a long time. All right, so now we're coming up to probably, if you're looking for the best of Nazareth, I don't know if we'll count this next one in, but the best of Nazareth is definitely coming up. So this is 2XS from 1982. This, I like this album, even though a lot of people shit all over this when it came out. It's not a very rockin' album. There's a couple really good tunes on here that, Mexico's a pretty hard rockin' sound, rockin' track. Back to the Trenches is the heaviest song on here, and that's a really cool old school Nazareth hard rocker. All right, what else? Love Leads to Madness. That was their hit from this album. They did a video for it, played on MTV. It was all over the radio. I actually think it's a fantastic song. Kind of like a really good kind of like hard rock / pop tune. Great hook on it. Great playing by the band. Boys in the Band is a pretty good song. What else? Dream On. Very cool kind of ballady tune. Like that a lot. Take the Rap. Gate Crash. I mean, it's a decent album, I think. Again, probably for me, their last really strong album for a while, right? Because they would go into this pattern of kind of putting out albums that like weren't overly memorable. Next up, I'm going to go with Malice in Wonderland from 1980. Again, an album that's got the songs, missing the kind of the crunch and the heft from the early albums, but some great songs. You got their hit Holiday. All right. You've got, let's see, Hearts Grown Cold. Very cool kind of bluesy number. All right. Big Boy, Talking About Love. Fallen Angel, another great song. Showdown at the Border, Talking to One of the Boys. A good song. Again, keyboards coming into the band now. A lot of piano. So it's hard to describe. It's just the band just kind of walking away from that real heavier hard rock sound. You got two guitars now. You got Zal Clemenson from the sensational Alex Harvey band coming in. You would think there'd be a lot more guitar work going on with him and Manny Charlton together, but it's just different. It's just they've decided to, maybe it had a lot to do with, Jeff Skunk Baxter produced this album. Okay, of course, from Doobie Brothers and Steely Dan, so maybe that's the reason why the band's kind of style changed a little bit here, but I think it's still a very enjoyable album as long as you go into it saying, well, you're going to get really good songs, you're going to get some good playing, but it's not a heavy album by any means, but still very good. Great songs on there. Next up, I'm going to go with Rampant. Okay, Rampant was from, let me get you that, 1974. All right, this is, again, everything from here on in I consider the best of Nazareth, and we'll throw up Malice in Wonderland in there as well. What do we got? Silver Dollar, Forger, Parts 1 and 2. That's a killer song. All right. Shanghai in Shanghai. Awesome stuff. Good, hard rock, catchy as well. Jet Lag is good. Sunshine, Shapes of Things, their own version of Shapes of Things. Space Safari, Glad When You're Gone. Loved and Lost. Good, gritty, bluesy hard rock on here. Dig it. As is their self-titled debut from 1971. Yep, they've been around that long. This is good stuff, people. Witch Doctor Woman kicks it off. Man, what a heavy proto-metal bluesy hard rocker that is. Dear John, killer. Red Light Lady, Fat Man, Country Girl. Dear John, Morning Dew. Yes, they did Morning Dew as well. The King is Dead. Good stuff. Leather lung vocals from Dan. Killer guitar work from Manny. That's a good one. Next up, Close Enough for Rock and Roll from 1976. In fact, they released a couple albums in 1976. If for nothing else but for the killer title track, or killer kick-off the album track, I should say. Telegram. Sent a telegram today. Tomorrow you'll be on your way. Awesome multi-part song. Just killer. It's got a little bit of everything in it. It's got kind of like, heavy metal almost. It's got blues. It's got like more like kind of like glammy rock. It's got, all sorts of stuff in it. Regular rock and roll. Just a really good, really good song. That arguably even better on the Snaz live album, right? What else we got here? Vancouver Shakedown, another killer song. Born Under the Wrong Sign. Carry Out Feelings. That's a really good, memorable, emotional rocker. You're the Violin. Lift the Lid. Very solid album. As is Playing the Game. All right, Playing the Game. Also coming out in 1976. In fact, that was the follow-up to Close Enough for Rock and Roll. Always love that cover. Guys drinking and smoking, hanging out, playing cards. All right. Playing cards. This is a good album. All right. Somebody to Roll. Waiting for the Man. Born to Love. Born to Love is great. I Want to Do Everything for You. Great song. What else? Wild Honey. LA Girls. Down Home Girl. This is a very kind of bluesy hard rock album. A lot of blues going on in this album. kind of almost like a humble pie album, sort of. Very, very cool. I dig it. As this one. All right, so now we're in the top 5. All right, No Mean City. That's the t-shirt I'm sporting. Without a doubt, their last heavy album. Gotta love that Rodney King artwork on the front, right? No Mean City, also first album with Mr. Clemenson. Coming on board. Let's see if I can get you a picture of the guys here. No pictures on the inside. Oh well. Sal coming over, of course, from Sensational Alex Harvey Band, forming a potent 1-2 combination with Manny Charlton. Sorry. Just to get into it. Great kickoff song on here. May the Sun Shine. Totally memorable anthem from the band. Simple Solutions, part 1 and 2. Again, very metallic, this album. I Love Star is a great ballad. I love Dan's vocals in that. Claim to Fame, another blistering hard rocker. What's in It for Me, and of course No Mean City parts 1 and 2. Very kind of dark, evil type of song. I think, if you're looking for Nazareth's heaviest album, might very well be this one, top to bottom. Very good sounding album. Love it. Love the songs. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with Loud and Proud. Okay, Loud and Proud from 1973. This is their 4th album? Yes, their 4th album. Go Down Fightin'. Another good kind of fast-paced anthem from the band. Not Faking It. Excellent. Turn on Your Receiver. Teenage Nervous Breakdown. All right, Fast and Furious. Freewheeler. This here they could do their cover of This Flight Tonight. All right, of course, very memorable. The Ballad of Hollis Brown. Dark and menacing. Very enjoyable album. Coming in number 3. Going to go with Razmanaz. Man, there's a lot of albums here. I'm getting tired of talking. One of my figures just fell on the floor. Okay. Where was I? Razmanaz, 1973. For a lot of people, might be their favorite or close to the top. Obviously, it's top 3 for me. The title track is great. You've got Alcatraz. Got the great guitar licks in that song. A great chorus as well. Vigilante Man. Woke Up This Morning. Bad Bad Boy. Sold My Soul. Sold My Soul is great. Slow and simmering. Gets heavier and heavier as it goes on. Dan shrieking to the heavens. Awesome. Too Bad, Too Sad, another really great heavy rocker. Broken Down Angel, just a really, really strong album. Again, could any given day rank even higher. I love these two, though, a lot. Expect No Mercy coming in at number 2. Expect No Mercy came out in 1977. Just some classic. I think Razmanaz might be stronger top to bottom, but I think there's songs on this one that I just love so much. Title track is killer. Love that guitar lick, man. It's awesome. Heavy, chugging song. Gone Dead Train, another great bluesy rocker. Shot Me Down. Cool kind of mid-paced emotional rock and roll tune. Revenge is Sweet, snarling hard rocker. Give Me What's Mine. The down and dirty and crunchy Kentucky Fried Blues. Killer. New York Broken Toy. Another top 10 Nazareth song. Totally memorable. Busted, Place in Your Heart, and the amazing All the King's Horses. Another great anthem from the band. I really dig this song a lot. And if you buy the remaster, you get this great song, heavy song called Greens as a bonus track from these sessions. Killer. Of course, you know what's coming up, right? It's the only one I haven't mentioned so far. It's almost like it's got to be the number 1. Like I said, the top 4 or 5 for me are really, really special albums. Hair of the Dog. From 1975, their biggest selling album. Yeah, it's probably biggest selling for a reason, right? Some classic stuff on here. Title track, plus my favorite Nazareth song of all time, Miss Misery. Probably their heaviest song ever. It's great. It's like Black Sabbath song. The Incredible Guilty. All right. Change in Time is Beggar's Day. All right, an old Nils Lofgren song. What else we got? Whiskey Drinking Woman. Another cranking heavy blues rock tune. Please Don't Judas Me. Of course, and to get the reissue, remember the single they put out, Love Hurts, also part of this whole period, right? My White Bicycle, Holy Roller, and Railroad Boy. All sorts of great tunes on the CD reissue. All stuff that was recorded right around that time. Okay, a great album. Okay, a great heavy rock album from the mid-'70s. So there you have it. I'm just going to read them all off to you because no sense in showing them all. Starting at number 1, Hair of the Dog. Number 2, Expect No Mercy. Number 3, Razmanaz. Number 4, Loud and Proud. Number 5, No Mean City. Number 6, Playing the Game. Number 7, Close Enough for Rock and Roll. Number 8, Nazareth. Number 9, Rampant. Number 10, Malice in Wonderland. Number 11, 2XS. Number 12, Big Dogs. Number 13, Rock and Roll Telephone. Number 14, Exercises. Number 15, The Full Circle. Number 16, The News. Number 17, Cinema. Number 18, Sound Elixir. I'm losing my track. 18, The Catch. 19, Boogaloo. 20, Snakes and Ladders. 21, Move Me. And 22, No Jive. 23, we'll do the final album, Tattooed on My Brain. So there you have it. A lot of Nazareth. Holy cow. So many albums. So some of you are probably saying, well, Pete, where should I start? I don't have any Nazareth albums. I want to get it to them. What's the best couple to get? Well, if I were you, I'd get your first 3. I would get Hair of the Dog, Expect No Mercy, and Razmanaz. I would do that right off the bat. And then, go to No Mean City, Loud and Proud, Playing the Game, Close Enough for Rock and Roll, Self-Titled, Rampant, Malice in Wonderland. That's kind of where I would start. Those are that's the absolute best of Nazareth right there. So you know how it works. Rank them as you like them. So do your top 5, your top 10, or if you want to tackle the whole discography, go right ahead. I can't imagine everybody has all of these, right? But if you want to do your top 5 or top 10, that might be that's what I was going to do originally as my top 10, but then I said, screw it, I'm going to do the whole discography, right? So anyway, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we are on mighty YouTube all the damn time. Getting together with Mike Antonelli in a little while, so we'll have that Miles Davis show for you later on today. Going to hopefully try and rank the albums of the Beatles this weekend. See if I can squeeze Dio in. Santana, I'm pretty sure, is going to happen this weekend as well. And I got some new product shows. We got the new Outlaws. We got the new Pat Metheny. We got the new Black Swan. All sorts of cool new stuff. So we're going to try and get to as much as we can this weekend. And we'll see you real soon, all right? Take care. Bye-bye.